Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening to me. Welcome to another episode of Wealth Building Conference. On behalf of Wealth Building Conference team, I want to thank everyone for joining us every week. We understand that time is very, very important, so we really appreciate your time. I want to let you know that tonight you're going to have value for your time as well as you used to do in the past, because all our program we've been doing, I believe that it's one way or the other impacted our life positively. Because the reason why we are sharing this is because I understand the struggles I faced when I started my life insurance business. And I know that the struggle is still there, right? A lot of us are actually doing this business, but we lack clarity. We don't know what to do, right? Struggling, chasing leads, and closing deals. It's a lot. So I just want you to know that you are not alone as you are in this business. Again, I'll be also sharing my practical experience about what I face and the strategies that I adopt just to make sure that I resolve those challenges. I have seen many, many insurance agents, they give up their license in the first 2, 3 years of the business. It's not because they are lazy, it's not because they are not smart, it's because they lack mentorship, they lack clarity, they lack the right strategies. So tonight we're going to be sharing that. So wherever you are joining me as well, I want you to please type your name and where you're joining from, please. We just want to make sure that we know you, right? We don't just want to have this, just to talk. As at the end of the day, we don't know who is talking, right? Please type where you are joining from and your name. And if you know anybody in sales, whether it's real estate, life insurance agent, mortgage agent, digital marketing, whatever, as long as you are in sales, right? Or you are an entrepreneur, you please, if you know them, send this link to them. Let them join us in order for them to learn, because I'll be sharing some proven strategies on how to close deals, especially for those who are actually struggling in the business. Because insurance business is not because I'm smart, right? It has a lot of strategies. If you don't know the strategies, no matter how smart you are, you might not be able to to scale. All right. Again, tomorrow we're going to have another session for the medical professionals where we share strategies on how they can build wealth, how they can, save on taxes, how they can also, create a lasting legacy for their family. It's not about how much you make, it's how much you can actually save at the end of the day. In this part of the world, tax is number one biggest destroyers of wealth. So if you don't know how to properly manage your tax very well, it might be very, very difficult for you to be, to build wealth. So I just want you to know that, so that we can set the expectation. Tomorrow, same time, we're going to be meeting to discuss medical professionals, on how to build wealth. All right. So I'm quick. I will just quickly go ahead and pull up my slide, just as I used to do every week, just for us to learn today and see how we can help ourselves to expose ourselves to strategies on how we can score. So tonight's topic is going to be 6 figures advice, or so the proven closing framework that double your income, right? So one thing I want you to know is that I am, when I started my business, right, it's kind of because I have the right mentorship, because I have the right guidance. In my first 5 months, I was able to make my first 6 figures, right? My first 5 months, I was able to make my 6 figures. Let me tell you the reasons why it happens that way. It's not because I'm that smarter than other advisors out there, but the reason is because I have a system, I have a clear understanding of what I needed to do, and I have a good mentor. I have somebody who understands the business, who understands the game, show me how to do that. And I'm, of course, I'm very coachable, right? I'm coachable. I'm very humble. I want to unlearn to learn new things in order for me to build a business. No matter how you might be an insurance agent from from where you're coming from, but the system is a bit different from what is happening here, right? So you need to learn the system. You need to learn the product. You need to learn everything that will help you to scale your business. So tonight I'm going to be sharing that strategy. So, but before we go, I just want to make a very quick disclaimer here. Okay, the presentation is for educational purposes only. Result varies based on effort, discipline, and consistency. This is not financial or investment advice. So that it's it's a proven strategy for you to close your six figures. If you don't apply the right strategy, if you don't put in the work, this is not a quick way of making money. So you have to stay consistent. You have to follow all those strategies for you to be able to make to scale your business. Now, these are some of the struggles of the average advisors. And I want you to look at all these points here. If you are struggling, right? If you are struggling, you might be facing one of these, or you face all of that, or maybe two or three out of the point I want to mention. Now, so this is the first one. You putting in the time but not seeing the results you deserve. Like, people come into the business, right? They put in the time, they get their license, they make all, they do everything. They put time into the business, they learn, they train, they go to the office, they attend product training, business trainings, leadership trainings, but yet they don't get the result. So if you are one of them, I want to say, type it on the comment chat that you agree, right? Chasing clients, you are pursuing prospect instead of attracting them naturally. Now, we are in a crowded market. We are actually, chasing, a lot of us are chasing client, right? In the past, I used to chase client, but when I realized that chasing them, the more you chase them, the more they run from you, right? So, you need to attract client naturally, and I will show you how to attract as you proceed in the presentation. Watching others earn six figures while your income plateaus. So, you probably might see your colleague, people that you join the business together, making six figures, right? And you feel that, when is my six figures going to come? When am I going to make the money? When am I going to start earning my six figures? So if you are focusing too much on the money, right, it might be a distraction for you to actually scale. So it's okay. We are in the business to make money, but if you ask me, the end result is this, right? If you focus on adding value, if you focus on serving your client, right, you realize that naturally you begin to attract the right client. Now, you feel like you are doing everything right, but the breakthrough hasn't come yet, right? So, a lot of us are doing so much. I've seen many insurance agents say, well, I've done everything I needed to do, but yet I didn't see the result. If you agree with me, type yes in the comment section, right? So now let's look at why most advisors don't close consistently. We have to look at the problem right now. So now let's look at why most advisors don't close consistently. Number one, no structure framework, right? So, if you don't have a framework, if you don't have a system in place, right, you cannot have a consistent closing. Systems, it's very important in our business, right? System of generating leads, system of following up your client, the structure, the strategies to close. These are systems. These are things that you need to put in place, right? Many insurance agents today, many real estate agent, um, mortgage agent, right? They don't have that system in place. And when you don't have a system, chances is that you will not understand. You don't even have a clear structures of how your business will be run. Now, let me give you an example, right? You don't just come into a business without you know what exactly do you need to do, or what are the steps by step that I need to follow to achieve a specific task or a certain uh, you know uh, uh, things. So you must have a system in place. Two, relying on feeling instead of proven behavioral sciences, right? So if you are in this business and you put too much emotions, right? Emotion in the sense that you feel like, I'm the only one doing this, nobody is actually helping me. It might be very, very difficult for you to scale, right? Let me be very, very clear that life insurance business, okay, 80% is psychology and 20% is mechanics. Now, if you focus too much on mechanics, if you focus too much on emotion, you might not be able to do anything, right? Somebody, like, I remember when I started my business, I was going through deportation order, I have a lot of debt I needed to pay. And imagine if I put that as a way, like, you're supposed to know that I have a debt to pay. I don't have I don't have papers, and I begin to put emotion into the business rather than do what I needed to do, I won't be here today. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that you make sure that you don't put emotion into the business, right? Don't rely on feeling. So make sure that you apply the psychology, because insurance, more of it is psychology. Missing follow-up system, lack of pre-call preparation, and post-call consistency. There is fortune in follow-up, right? Many of us, the moment you have a presentation and you call the person one, two times, the person didn't pick up your call, or you send an email, you didn't reply your email, just give up on that person. Right? Most of the closing is on the follow-up. 90% of the presentation you don't close right away. So you need to continue to follow up. But because a lot of us feel that, because if I follow up too much, the person feel like I'm bothering you, or maybe I'm pestering you. It's okay to do that. After all, it's better to do that than for you to start, thinking if that person gets sick or anything happened to that person and the person did not have life insurance, you one way or the other, you feel bad that because I didn't follow up concern on this person, that's why this is happening to them, right? You know, again, selling insurance features instead of life transformation. Like, you focus on product, stop selling the product. Okay, talk about what life insurance can do for your client. Don't start selling. This is, I just want you to come and buy a term insurance. I want you to come and buy universal life insurance. Client don't really want to hear all of those, right? Tell them the transformation, like, put protection in place in case, life take unexpected dives, your family will be protected. Like, if you get sick tomorrow, how do you pay your mortgage, right? If you disable, how do you pay your mortgage? Because the fact the thing is that if you don't have that in place, okay, if you get sick, your bill doesn't stop. So these are the things that you want to let your client know. This is the six figures advisor mindset. I used to say this every time. Mindset is everything, right? Success begins from your mind. If you want to be successful in life, you want to make money in life, you want to become a successful person, it starts from your mind. Everybody put type mindset. It starts from your mind. You need to think like a CEO, not a salesperson, a strategic business leader. You are a licensed insurance agent. You are more like a CEO of your company. You are more like a CEO of your business, right? So you are not a salesperson. A lot of people, and that is what the regulator is actually to say right now, that a lot of agents out there just want to sell and make money, right? The business has gone beyond that. You cannot just continue to sell, because why? Sometimes even the client, they even know more than what you think. So you need to equip yourself with knowledge, with skills that will make you to be a better person, a trusted advisor, right? You don't need more leads, you need proven framework. Now, so you need a system that will help you to scale your business. The reason why you are struggling is because you don't have a system in place, right? Now, let me give you an example. Before I started, uh, you know, uh, before I started, positioning myself, right? I used to feel that everybody is my client. Okay, so call everybody, chase everybody. But at some point, my mentor asked me one day, like, look, Oludare, who is your ID client? I said, everybody. He just laughed, said, oh my goodness, everybody cannot be your client, right? You must have an ID client and you must have a system in place to attract them. So, what is that telling you, right? If you are listening to me today, begin to ask yourself, who is my ID client? How can I attract my ID client? What are these framework, these strategies that I need to put in place to attract the right client, you know, the right people, right? I chose to focus on medical professionals, right? And I know their pain point. One of them is they're paying heavily on taxes. I try learning how they can leverage on life insurance strategies to save on taxes. You can see that, right? So this is how you can actually help yourself, help your client, okay, to solve problem. A lot of us, we are going into the business. I've seen a lot of people on social media. Some people are just going there to post. It's not about posting, right? It has a strategies. You must have a framework for you to attract the ideal client. So shift from persuading to guiding with authority. You don't need to convince your client to buy from you. Many people say, no, I need to convince. You don't need to convince, right? I just finished a presentation before I started my live session today. And the person was asking me that, look, how do I convince these people to come and listen to this presentation? I said, look, you don't need to convince anybody, right? All you need to do is to educate them on the reason why they need to protect themselves, and also to start planning for their retirement. Like, so you can see, right? I show him, do you know that if you work here for 20 years, this is the pension you're going to get when you retire, having worked for more than 20 years? Do you know that this is the average today? This is the maximum you can get. Do you know that your IRS is going to be taxed at, anytime you retire if you put money there? All those products is good, but it's not like you need to use it in the right way. So I'm coming from the angle of educating them, not to sell anything to them. If you educate them and at the end of the day they feel like, oh, this is not for me, you can't kill yourself. You just have to move on. But when you are trying to convince, you are actually selling. And the business is not about selling, it's adding value to them. How? Educate them, be a consultant. Present yourself as a consultant, right? Show them, guide them. Like, this is how to protect your family. These are the pain points. This is how to cover this debt. This is how to cover this mortgage. This is how you can build your retirement for you, tax free, right? Now, each conversation should advance the client towards a decision. Every course move forward. Now, when you are in a conversation, your role as an as a as an expert is to guide them, right? Run your financial need analysis. Like, that's what we call needs-based selling, right? What is the needs of your client, right? Okay, how much is the outstanding balance on the mortgage? How many children do you have that need to go to university? How much are you owing on credit card? Do you have any other debt, right? What are the things that you're actually looking for? Okay, this is the how much of insurance we're going to put in place to cover this and that. This is how so you can see the way you are driving the conversation. It's not like, okay, this is term insurance, you need a life insurance of $1 million. For what? Right? So you must have, because clients will even trust you when you walk them through the process than somebody who just come and say, just sign here, you need a life insurance of $1 million. Right? So you must understand that all these things is what is missing in your business. So if you have not been applying this, I would encourage you today to start, applying them. So this is the 6 figures advisor framework. It's a formula called PPC. Okay. Number 1, position. Build trust and authority before they come. Now, before a client come to you, before your, especially high ticket client, they must Google you. You might not know this, right? They will check you on LinkedIn, they will check you on Facebook, they will check you on Google, right? Who is this person, right? Is this person, can he be trusted? Can I really entrust my money with this kind of a person? But because you don't really take note of that, right? A lot of us, we design, we the way we design our social media, does not really build trust and credibility, and that's why I can feel, no, this is not the kind of person I actually want to work with. Okay. Two, present, you deliver clarity and confidence during the call. Now, when your client comes, how do you present to them, right? See, the client buy because of three things. Number one, people buy because of you. Number two, people buy because of emotion, and people buy because of logic, right? So if they come and those three things is missing, trust me, no matter what you do, nobody's going to say yes to you. So what I'm trying to say is that you must present yourself, you must present it in a way that will be very, very clear to your client. A convinced buyer will never buy, right? How do you present? Okay, do you really prepare yourself before the presentation? I've seen many insurance. The reason why you are losing those deal is because you don't prepare yourself before your client appear on the meeting, right? Before they come for the meeting. Some of you, before your client comes up, did you have all the things in place to make sure that you transit from A to B to C to D? So it is maybe when your client comes out, when you start looking for the slide, that's why you are looking for the financial analysis document. That's why you are looking for this. Your client can feel like this person does not really comport himself or herself, and as such, no, it's as if this person doesn't really understand what he's saying. Because why? The way you present yourself will depend on the way those clients will actually address you and feel like this is the person I can really trust, right? Close. Use psychology-driven method to convert without pressure. So when you present and you finish your presentation, ask questions that will lead to closing. Allow them to talk, right? Allow them to talk. Ask them questions, right? Make sure you ask questions that relate to their pain point, right? So now that you've seen everything, I believe you want to cover, you want to protect your family. And I also believe that you don't want your children to let the client say yes, right? So now let's proceed to the next step. So you don't just present and start talking and you talk, and the client feel like, no, this is you, like I'm gonna get back to you. So this is how to handle. Now, these are the steps to follow for you to be, to position yourself. Number one, research pain point. Understand your client financial goals and challenges before you connect. Now, this is very common to high ticket client, right? If you are looking, if you looking to attract high ticket client like medical professional, like nurses, like IT professionals, like non-profit organization, each of these particular set of client, they have some particular pain point, right? Let me give you an example of the medical professional, for example, right? One of their pain point is taxes, retirement planning, right? So these are the things that a lot of them are battling with, right? So how do you now come as a problem solver to make sure that you leverage the product to actually solve the problem? It's not that you now go to the presentation and start talking about different types of life insurance, how they can actually, buy life insurance. No, right? How you can actually position these strategies for them to do all those things that I just mentioned to you. What are the things that keep them awake in the night, and how can actually use your authority, your expertise, your skill to help them? Leverage social proof, right? Use testimonials and case studies to build instant credibility. One thing that client want to see most is testimonial. Testimonial is one of the important aspects of our business, but a lot of us don't take it serious, right? Are you visible on Google My Business? Like, if they want, because, excuse me, many of us, right, we want to do something, right? Like, I remember when I moved to Ontario and I wanted to go send my children to school, we started looking at the reviews of the school, and we are kind of looking at, okay, because this one has good review, this is going to be good, right? And it's true. Okay, so if people actually search you right now, do you have anything like a review that people can say, okay, I've actually worked with this person and this is very good? Or maybe you have somebody to process a claim, right? The person you ask, which can I actually share this on social media? If the person give you the consent to do that, do you really do that? Right? These are some of the things that the client really want to see. Now, send authority message, pre-call confirmation that establish your expertise and set expectations. So make sure last this Tuesday, I met a medical professionals. I presented the strategies to him after the meeting, right? I make sure that because the guy has already go to my page, read about me, and he said, look, this is what look. I asked him what actually prompt you to schedule this meeting, and he said, look, I've been working all this year. I'm a family physician. I've been working for more than 10 years, but I barely save anything. Some of the things I have investment, I have stocks, I have bonds, I have shares on my personal, on my name. And I said, well, it's okay, right? So he's now thinking of how can I build more wealth uh, outside my practice. And I suggest, look, I'm not a lawyer, but one of the things you need to consider right now is to start your holding company. So your holding company can actually be your retirement vehicle. Like, you can build so much investment there. And his creditors proof is also safe from litigation. So, he said, my lawyer has mentioned this to me, right? So you can see the angle that I'm coming from, right? So now I really want to understand what this person is actually looking for before I started positioning my own strategies to him. If I just jump on a call, I just introduce myself and I don't dig, right? Chances that you probably say, no, this is not what I'm looking for. And it's not because you don't have it, but because you don't have enough patience to ask the right question to dig for you to present your offer. So what am I trying to say? Make sure, right, you use your expertise to establish expectation, to confirm what your client need and set the next step. Okay, the goal is this: client should already feel safe and ready before you even met them. Now, a client that is coming to you, all right, they want to feel safe. They want to make sure that, my money is safe. This person, if I deal with him, it's going to help me in the future. Now, this is the step 2: present, lead with value. Okay, ask discovery questions, uncover emotional pain point and financial desire through strategic questioning. So like I mentioned in a previous slide, right? So these are some of the things you need to do, right? Ask questions that to uncover their pain point. What are they struggling with? What are the things they want to do? And so that you know where to go. Okay. Illustrate outcome with compelling client success narratives. Use transformation story. Like if you have helped medical doctors before, you don't need to mention names. I remember a medical doctor that is struggling with this. This is how I've been able to do this and that. Okay, and of course you have the similar thing. So I've done that before. I can actually help you to also to do this. Problem solution framework: present solutions to their challenge, not product features. You can see they are repeating this strategy, this again, that you don't need to be selling product. A lot of us, the reason why you are actually struggling is because you sell more products, right? Some of us come to the presentation and start talking about the feature of the product. Nobody really cares about the features of the product you are telling them, right? They want to see, what can this product actually do for me? What can this actually, can this person really solve my problem? Speak their language. How this help you retire early, not whole life insurance policy. Like, this is about now, like, I've seen many medical professionals struggle after retirement. Now, these strategies will help you to also retire tax-free. Now, step 3: close confidence and psychology. Assume the sales, confidence transfer, believe in the outcome, and your client will too. Like, see, what you see is what you get, right? There is power in our tongues. Whatever you say to yourself, come to pass. I'm a Christian. I so much believe in that. When I'm presenting, I assume that I've closed this deal. And because when you have done everything you need to do, put everything in the hand of God, just assume, affirm the right word. So I've closed these deals, and it will be so, right? Emotional anchor: imagine never worrying about taxes again. paint the transformation. Like imagine you tell your friend, look, I remember how I used to say that I went to my client office one day, and as I'm just entering the office, say, Fashola, I don't like today because why? I just pay CRA today, right? And I just don't like today at all. Imagine that, right? So, and I said, look, you don't have to be doing that. Of course, I don't have any problem paying taxes, but if you're, legal strategies that you can leverage on to save on taxes, it's really good. And I share the strategies with him. Say, oh, this is what I've been looking for, and we're able to put the strategies in place, and and make sure that when you are presenting, make sure you put a disclaimer. I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not a financial accountant, but I am an insurance agent. This is what I my role. Okay. If you want to ask tax questions, please ask your accountant, not me, so that you don't put yourself in a problem, right? Present options, give choices, not obstacles, empower their decision making. Make sure you give options like, okay, this is this strategy A, okay, this is how much this is going to take. Strategy B, this is the strategy B, and this is the strategy C, right? So make sure you give options, like let them decide on the one they want to go, they want to proceed with. So because if you don't give options, the chances that they will tell you, like, maybe it might be budget issue. They might tell us I may not be able to afford it. If you want to run an illustration, maybe $5,000, $3,000, $1,000. Let them choose the one you really want, they want to choose, right? So the thing is this, right? If you present value, right, even if it is time that they choose to do at the end of the day, once they know that this is actually from the point of educating them, and you show them the value of what you are doing, right, they will refer another client to you. See, I've met a lot of medical professionals. I service them, they refer another client to me. Because why? They trust my judgment. They see that, oh, this person really, really, really want to educate me. He's not trying to sell anything to me. The moment you are not selling to them, the moment they see you as an expert, they will continue to refer clients to you. Close with certainty. Okay. Never what, here is what we'll do next. Lead with authority and clarity. As I mentioned earlier, a confused buyer will never buy. The reason why you have not been able to, close consistently is because your client is confused. Like you put a lot of things. What's supposed to say last is what you put first, and you do the illustrations. The illustration is not clear to them. The presenter is not clear to them. You don't show confidence. Like, all these things is very, very important when it comes to, selling life insurance. So this is the hidden key about follow-up, right? No, I mentioned it earlier that there's fortune in follow-up, right? Most sales happen after 5 calls. 80% of sales happens after 5 follow-ups. Okay. um you know and this happens a lot to many insurance agents. It's actually happened to me as well before I learn all of this, right? Sometimes I feel that I'm disturbing people too much, especially when you call the first time, the second time, the third time, you feel like, I'm not going to call again. No, it shouldn't be so, right? At least 5 calls, at least 80% of sales happen after 5 follow-up. Okay. Use automations like and personal voice note, personalized videos, reminder, and strategic touch points. So you don't have to, sometimes you don't need to call. Sometimes it might be a voice note, sometimes it might be a text message, sometimes it might be an email, right? It all depends on what you really, really, really want to achieve at the end of the day. Okay. If you are dealing with high ticket clients, especially medical professionals, they don't really like you to be bothering them so much, right? Send an email reminder, right? Send an email, okay? Text, email, text. So if you call them too much, it might, because they are busy, right? But when you send them an email at their own time, they will review it and they will get back to you if you are professional enough. And guess what? It actually reduces cancellation, follow up, because when you connect with them, right, it reduces a lot of chargeback for you. The reason why a lot of us are having chargeback in the business, we don't follow up. You just sell one time, pew, you go. Or you make calls, you sell. Once you sell, you just abandon them. They feel like, once first month, second month, third month, 1 year, they feel like, oh, this person really want to say something to me. And if they meet another advisors who is really, really servicing them, they're going to cancel your policy and follow that person. So you have to be very careful, right? Make sure you don't just sell, right? Make sure as you are closing the deal, establish connections, right? Make sure you connect with them, right? If possible, try as much as possible to see them one-on-one, right? Connect with their family and become their best friend. So in that way, you continue to add. Sometimes before they make any financial decision, they will call you because why? They can feel that connection. Do you know that you become extremely more referable? That's the point I'm trying to say here. Sometimes you feel that you need more leads. You may not really need leads. The one you have, did you service them well? If you don't service them well, how do you think people now refer clients to you? They won't. So it's very, very, very important to understand all of these big points, right? The 6-figure advisor formula. This is how we attract, convert, and retain clients without chasing them. Number one, you position yourself. Build trust before the call. Like before the call, how do your clients see you on social media, on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn? Do you really add value to their life? Do you post, engaging and valuable content, right? Content is the currency of today, right? The more you are visible, the more you add value to them, the more they trust you. Deliver clarity during the call. Present with clarity. A confused buyer will never buy. A confused buyer will never buy, right? So make sure that you channel your point, you maturely, very straightforward. Let it be clear, concise, clear to your client, right? Okay. Follow up. Stay consistent. Okay. Make sure that you follow your client before and after the sales. Before and after the sales. So a lot of us feel that once you do the sales, that's the end of the day. No, right? All the people that I have today, all my clients, sometimes you call them and just to check on them, just to fill out just to see how they are doing, right? Festive period, send greetings to them. This is how to stay connected with them. Lead with confidence. You close and lead with confidence. So this is what clients really want. Even when you are saying jargons, as long as you are confident in what you are saying, they will trust you, right? So your next step is this. You are one framework away from doubling your income, right? Start today. Apply this proven strategies system immediately, right? You can scan the QR code here. If you want more clarity, if you really want to, you want to scale and you are confused, you don't know what to do, you can scan the QR code so that we can connect and I will show you. It's just for free. I'm not going to take anything from you. So build your blueprints, right? Let's create your 6-figure success plan today. Book your free clarity call now. Thank you so much for your time today. I really want to appreciate you. Let me just quickly stop sharing my team. All right. So if you have any question, I want you to please put it on the comment chat. If you have any question, please put it in the comment chat. If you have any question, let me check here. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so no questions. I really want to appreciate everyone that's joined this training today. I can't thank you enough because I really value your time, and I want to assure you that as you continue this journey, you continue to have more value for your time. Again, tomorrow, don't forget to join me same time. For us to discuss on medical professions and they can build well and how to can also save on taxes. Okay. I remain your regular host. Oludare Fasola is my name. See you tomorrow and bye for now. Thank you.